Hey, what's up guys? And first of all, I'm gonna be redoing the What If Naruto Was Trigon. I'm gonna be redoing it over an Anime King 2 in 1 week, guys. Yes, I'm not liking how I went along with the premise. I'm going to be redoing it, so just keep an eye out for that. I'm gonna be redoing it on Anime King 2, okay? So as I put one on pause for the time being, here's another to keep you guys entertained. As you know, there will only be 3 what ifs doing on a channel at one time, so 3 on each channel at one time, okay? So nothing above 3 until another one is finished, okay guys? I got this idea not too long ago. What if Naruto was the son of Thanos? Yes guys, the Mad Titan. The man that nearly, well, he did wipe out half the universe. How would a world like this change if Naruto was his child? In a very special way. Well, if you want to learn more, just sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy. So without further ado, let us jump right into this new series. Let's begin now, guys. Our story begins not within the Naruto universe, but in another. The mulatto drifted through the cosmic void, the reflection of the lights in the distance, shining like 1,000 stars. Inside, the guardian of the galaxy lie. They were in their usual hum of, well, chaos. Groot, in the corner, doing what he does in a very unusual way. Then you had Drax sharpening his knives. You have Rocket tinkering with his weapons. It was their team. However, our focus was on Quill, the leader of the team. His eyes was focused towards Gamora as she was gazing out towards a vast expanding space as they moved through. The look in her eyes, fond and distant, like she was recalling something as she stood there gazing out. He approached quietly. "Hey," he said, concerned. "You okay?" She did not turn. "I'm fine," she said. "Yeah, see. That's what people say when they're definitely not fine," he said, following her gaze. "What's going on in that beautiful, terrifying head of yours?" A muscle in her jaw tightened. "Bad memories, that's all." "Come on, Gamora," he said. "Talk to me." For a long moment, she said nothing until she finally spoke up. "I was thinking about my sibling," she said. "Nebula? Well, I know you two have problems." "No, not Nebula," she said. Another. As she stood there, before Quill could respond, Drax spoke up. "I do not understand why we must whisper. If Gamora is sad, we should comfort her with a loud declaration of friendship." Rocket groaned from his workstation. "For the last time, you green idiot. Volume ain't the same as emotional support." "I am Groot," Groot added in helpfully. "No, I don't think a hug will help either," Rocket responded to Groot. Gamora closed her eyes, a ghost of a smile crossing her features, despite herself. "No, I am fine." But Quill wasn't convinced, as he caught her arm before she could leave, questioning who she was talking about. She hesitated when she spoke, the weight of that name leaving her lips. "Naruto," she said. "Naruto Uzumaki." The name did not mean much to Quill, because he knew him as another, Rumors and whispers across the galaxy, spreading across the universe. The son of Thanos, someone that they should not meet by any means necessary. She gazed outwards as she spoke. He was different from the rest of us. Thanos claimed many children, molding us into weapon. But Naruto, he was the greatest mystery. None of us knew where he came from. He can pass for one of your kind. A human, she said. But he's definitely not. And he's also powerful. Unbelievably powerful. Was he bad? Quill asks. That's the strange part. I don't know. I mean, I call him my brother. But in a way, it's not like that, she said. I barely know anything about him. I did try to speak to him when we were following the same crowd, she said. But I don't think that he's bad. I sometimes see this look in his eyes. But he's very loyal. Loyal to Thanos. And what Thanos deems necessary usually involve blood, chaos, and destruction. I don't know why I'm starting to think about him right now, she said. Having absolutely no idea why the thought just ran through her mind. Meanwhile, the explosion was massive. Thor ran through the ship. Asgardians that had survived Hela. Asgardians that had survived Ragnarok. But now, something attacked their ship. Something powerful. Something dangerous. Something descended through the hole. As he moved like gravity, moved to his very will. A golden light emanated from him. Strange marking and sigils running all over him. His eyes, blue. They look human. But his gaze was not. Defend your king! The Valkyrie rang out. Surviving Asgardians raised their weapons and charged towards the young man. He seemed to be around 25. He raised his hand lazily. What followed was a cataclysmic explosion. Golden energy erupted from his palm in a blast that tore through the ship like paper. The warriors that were near vaporized. The others blasting, hurtling into space, their sounds cutting off by the void. Thor exploded with rage as lightning crackled off his entire form. He lost it. His eyes glowing with power. He just lost his father, his home. He would not lose his people. But before he could, they descended. The massive, metallic Leviathan. As they descended downwards, Thanos stepping down like a god. The Ebony Maw descending down slowly along with the others. Rejoice, Asgardians. You have the great privilege of dying by the hands of the children of Thanos. Your death will serve the greater good, a necessary sacrifice for the universe balance. The young man Naruto gazed towards children, their young form being protected by their parents' bodies. There was a look in his eyes. Emotion. It was regret. But it was gone in an instant like flipping a switch. The Tesseract, Thanos said. I know it is here. Thor. Piss. Crackling with pure lightning. You will have to kill me first, you monster, he said. Naruto stepped forward. That can be arranged. Thor launched himself forward, lightning trailing him. The god of thunder, the king of Asgard. He would not be Naruto move. One moment he was over to the side. The next moment he was in front of Thor. His fist slammed into his stomach with an unbelievable force. Nearby windows shattering. Blood flew from Thor's mouth as his eyes widened. I have fought gods before. You're strong, but you're holding back. Or is it that you cannot control this power? Naruto said, looking him directly in the eyes. Thor exploded with lightning outwards. He swung with all of his might, but Naruto dodged. Left, right, up, down. He moved with this skill, this dexterity, dodging all of the swipes, like he could see them before they even turned. He flew around them with a grace that made it look like an embarrassment. When he struck, his palm connected with Thor's chest. The force blasting the wind out of him. He wasn't done. His fist alone ignited with a golden energy as he crushed right into Thor's stomach. He doubled over. One kick sent Thor right into the wall. I see, Naruto said. I understand your weakness. Your hammer. You lost it recently. You're still fighting like you're holding it. Your power is still adapting. Thor snarled. I do not need my hammer to crush you. Maybe not. But you need it to defeat him, said Naruto as he glanced over towards Thanos. Naruto was gone as Thor looked around. If you were able to control it better, this fight would not be going this way. But you're still fighting like there's a weapon in your hand. Perhaps the loss of your people, the state that you're in. I don't see much of a challenge here. Thor spun as he tried to kick Naruto feet away, but Naruto jumped over and crushed his skull right into the deck. Thor wasn't out yet though as he grabbed Naruto's leg, spinning him as he sent him towards the wall. Naruto flipped though and landed calmly on the wall like it was nothing. Thor's fist obliterated the section where he was, but Naruto was already behind him. That's good. You're getting stronger, said Naruto. Enough! Thanos spoke up. Stop teaching him. Golden chains materialized from Naruto's palm. They grabbed Thor and crushed him into the ground. The ebony maw floated over. His telekinesis powers bind Thor where he lay. Enough, Naruto said, looking Thor in the eyes. Stand down. Even as Thor struggled against the restraints, trying to break them. From the shadows, Loki emerged, his hands raised in surrender, his eyes carefully assessing the threat. He heard stories, he heard whispers. The son of Thanos, Naruto Uzumaki, the Golden Storm, Thanos' greatest weapon. Worlds fell when he was deployed. He was only sent for extreme missions. Armies fled at the mere rumor of his presence. But they were just stories, right? Yet as Loki looked at this person, there was a feeling that he felt in his bones. Thanos, Loki said. I believe that we can come to an arrangement. After all, this will not be the first. Before he could continue though, I can see you. Loki's eyes widened as Naruto was looking at the real one. He faded away, flickering back into reality. Clever, he said. However, it doesn't really matter. Oh, and why is that, said Naruto. Because backup has arrived. The roar could be heard as Naruto turned his gaze. Banner had transformed. The monstrosity Hulk raced towards them, but he targeted Thanos. Naruto stepped away. Naruto watched as Hulk tried to overpower Thanos, but in the end, he was viciously smashed into the ground. When it was over, the Hulk remained unconscious. Heimdall then made his move. As Thanos stepped up towards him, He used the last of the Bifrost to send him away. As Thanos plunged his sword into his chest, Thor screamed in rage as Naruto stood and watched, emotions flickering through his eyes. Things became even worse as Loki tried to play Thanos for a fool. Naruto saw the weapon before he even brought it out, but it led to his throat being crushed until there was no life left in him. He died. Thor screamed as the ebony maw covered his mouth. Naruto looked at the dead brother on the ground, watching the other brother grieve, watching him cry out in rage. As he stood there, the moment the stone made contact with the gauntlet, the power seemed to surge through his father, igniting his power even more, strengthening him beyond belief, his might growing. But Naruto's eyes flickered towards Thor as he saw the raw emotion, grief, rage, love, hate, all of it. Thor made his vow he would die for that. "We're done here," Thanos said. Naruto did not stop watching as they left the area, the ship exploding, blasting the remaining Asgardians into space. Time skip. The massive sanctuary, the dark purpose of metal held together, signaling the end of days. As the order was assembled, ready for deployment, Corvus Glaive sharpened his blade. Proxima Midnight checked her spear. Obsidian simply stood, a mountain of living destruction, and the ebony maw floated. As Naruto stood apart from them, the Mind Stone reside in a synthetic being, Ebony Maw said, his tone carrying that arrogance as he spoke. "Vision, they call it. We retrieve the stone, eliminate whoever might interfere, and return with positive news to Lord Thanos." "Sounds simple enough," Proxima muttered, "which means it will not be." The deployment pod opened, each one designed for entry. As Naruto walked past them, moving to the edge of the bay, the force field shimmered before him as he gazed into the void. "Where do you think you're going?" Ebony Maw said. "We deploy together as a unit." Naruto glanced back. "I work better alone. Besides," he held up his hand, and the space around it rippled, reacting to the space stone energy lingering from the Tesseract use. "I can track the stones now. I felt their energy. The Mind Stone is calling to me." "That is not..." Naruto was already gone before the Ebony Maw could finish anything that he had to say. His face twisted. "Insufferable child," he said. "He never followed orders." And yet, Corvus Glaive spoke up. "Thanos allows it. Have you ever wondered why?" The Maw did not answer though. Time skip. Earth atmosphere welcomed Naruto's descent. The scorching heat and the howling winds. He controlled his descent. The energy as he tracked it. He tracked it. The United Kingdom. It is where vision lie. His eyes narrowed. He sensed another. Magic. Not just any magic though. Coursing through this individual. Chaos. He was intrigued. He descended down, making his way. His eyes observing. He's been to many worlds, but this one, he vanished away. As he arrived at the Atlantic Ocean, the wind breezing through his hair. The sun was setting. As he gazed over, simply observing everything, his hand reached out, feeling the warmth of the air itself. As he stood there, everything looked so calm and peaceful, the opposite of his life starting out. Flashback. 17 years ago, The elemental nation. He was a monster. He learned it from a very early age. It had to be, right? He accepted it. He understood it. The way they looked at him. The way the caretakers at the orphanage even avoid him. The way the other students went out of their way to not play with him. He didn't know why. Maybe it was because of the explosion. No, they were angry even before that. When he was 6 years old, a few children were taunting him. They called him a freak, a monster. He had returned back to his room, filled with so much rage. He was overloaded. It was coursing through him. The next thing he knew, he started to see a bright light. And the entire section of that room was destroyed. Just like the others that arrived, he was confused as well. It wasn't burned, not broken, it was destroyed. The walls had been obliterated. And he stood there unharmed. They tested him, the Hokage, the famous Kakashi Hatake. All of them. They checked him for any kick genkai, any abnormality in his chakra. But they found nothing. Rumors started to spread even more. They wanted him out of the orphanage, afraid that he would hurt the children. But the Hokage would not allow that. On his 7th birthday though, 3 drunken villagers started to mock him behind his back. He had enough. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, he said. He spun around to face them. Just shut up, all of you, he said. I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask for any of this. All these whispers, all these glares. I never did anything to you people. Just leave me alone. It happened once again, but on a much larger scale. An explosion that leveled the entire street, eviscerating them. Those in the far distance arrived to see him. The burned, destroyed corpse. The destroyed street. He ran, heart pounding. I didn't mean to. He ran. He didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here anymore. He didn't know what was going on. He felt something. A strange feeling in the far distance. It was better than here. He just wanted to leave. Within that moment, having no idea what was going on. But Naruto punched right through space. He was different. And it wasn't just the 9 tails. It wasn't that. He was a Jinchuriki. His body was literally pulled from reality. The next moment, when he opened his eyes, he arrived. Well, he didn't know where he was, but the sky was purple. The ground was black and filled with crystals. Sounds off into the distance. A strange forest that seemed to be made of metal. Where am I? The 7-year-old child said, confused and scared out of his mind. These were not even trees, they looked like crystallized metal. And then it emerged from the forest. A creature that shouldn't exist. Tall with several limbs. 3 eyes. He ran. He ran as fast as he could. For the next 2 weeks he survived barely. Eating anything that he found on the ground. Eating fruits that he found in the forest that made him sick. It was the only way to survive. He tried to find a way back home, but nothing he did worked. He had no idea what happened, no idea where he was. He was 7, he was alone, he just wanted it to be over. He gave up. He gave up hoping. He just wanted a quick death. He couldn't take it anymore. He realized that he was in hell. It had to be. Monsters like these did not exist. 2 weeks of barely surviving, he finally gave up. One night he blacked out and his mind brought him somewhere else. Can you hear me? The voice finally reaching out. Who's there? I am the nine-tailed fox. Surely, you know who I am. I am sealed within you. Naruto was mesmerized. When he looked at the fox, he did not see the fox as normal people did. He had to blink several times, as he saw something strange, like a strange energy. You're sealed inside of me? Yes, the four Tokage sealed me inside of you, to protect your worthless village. So, that's why they hated me. That's why they glare and whisper. It's your fault, said Naruto. That does not matter, you brat. You're no longer in the elemental nation. Then get me home. You're the one to blame. You did this. Would you shut up and listen? The Nine-Tailed said. No, I hate you, said Naruto. He lost it. He was suffering, barely surviving. He couldn't take it anymore. And to learn that this thing was the reason behind his pain, he lost it as he yelled and screamed at the Nine-Tails. He reached out, having no idea what he was doing as his emotion was guiding him. He screamed at the fox as a bright yellow energy exploded out of him. The fox's eyes widened as a seal, the cell, all of it was wiped away, along with the fragments of his parents' chakra. When Naruto woke up, he thought it was a dream, but he felt a burning sensation as he pulled his shirt up to see a seal on his stomach being destroyed. He was confused even more. For days he wandered in this world, surviving, eating scraps, drinking contained water that seemed to be filled with dirt and muck. Then one day the sky darkened. A massive ship descended. It was large. Naruto made his way, trying to see what was going on. He saw them. They ran out of the ship, a lot of them, terrorizing the planet, chaos and destruction. However, it was Thanos that stepped out of the ship. His eyes surveying the planet. He seen thousands fall. However, he pinpointed the boy on the rock hiding. Thanos felt something strange. Something in those gaze, something intriguing. Not to mention, this species should not be on this planet. He was intrigued. Thanos approached slowly, the Black Order behind him. You are not from this world. Naruto could not speak, afraid and terrified. Something about you is different, Thanos said, studying the child like he was an experiment. A strange energy was coming from this boy. You perceive things others can't, don't you? A fundamental structure, Thanos said. Noticing the peculiar way the energy around him fluctuated, the Mad Titan smiled as he turned. The fiends of the planet emerged with their weapons. What happened next would change Naruto's perspective. As Thanos allowed him to watch, he wiped out half the planet. Do you see, child? The planet was dying. Too many mouths, not enough resources. They turned into barbarians, cruel, wicked. Now that half is remain, they can build, grow, survive. Naruto stood there, confused by the logic and scared out of his mind. You're alone here. No family, no home. Nothing whatsoever waiting for you. Naruto looked down, terrified of this man, but he didn't know what else was out there for him. I could leave you here and let you die slowly, your existence be meaningless. Or, come with me, and I will give you purpose, understanding, power, he said. Naruto looked at the hand for a long moment, before he slowly reached out and took it. The following years, Thanos raised Naruto. as he did not show Nebula or Gamora Naruto until Naruto was older. Thanos taught Naruto a lot about the world, his ideology. The universe is finite, my son. Resources are finite. If left unchecked, life will consume everything, and then it will be nothing but suffering and death. And I shall prevent that, he said. Naruto, confused by his ideology still. However, all that he's ever wanted was a home, someone to see him as family. Thus Naruto embraced it, growing attached, doing what he was told, and learning about the strange power that coursed through him. And with that, he became the son of Thanos, a being of utter destruction and chaos, doing as he's told, but yet still possessing a consciousness to know that most of it was wrong. Back to the present day, Naruto walked through New York. He was moving through Times Square. He looked human enough to not draw attention, smoothing down his spiky hair. As he was wearing ordinary clothes, it wasn't hard for someone like him. He knew that he should be on mission, but he was curious. After all, he knew where the Mind Stone was. And he knew that the others were making their move as well. The Time Stone was also here, and they would go after that. But something happened, something preventing them from gaining the Mind Stone. Thus he would go after it. Banner had crashed, informing Doctor Strange what is going on. And then he came. Well, they went for him. Tony, Iron Man. Tell me his name again, Tony said. Thanos. He destroys worlds, take what he wants. He was behind the attack on New York. He sent Loki. That is when Doctor Strange felt something, almost spiritual, enter their plane. He didn't know what it was, but it was gone a moment later. At the very same time, Naruto had spread his awareness, continuing tracking the Mind Stone, taking his time. But while that was going on though, a great battle took place. The Ebony Maw and the others facing off against, well, Tony, Doctor Strange, and Wong. As Banner could not transform, him and Hulk were having Hulk was having a bit of a problem right now. Naruto could feel the Time Stone leaving. He was not gonna go to Titan because he sensed the Mind Stone as well. Vision was being taken somewhere safe to remove the stone without killing him. Wakanda. Naruto passed through, learning as he went, understanding the people of this world as he made his way. While that was going on, in deep space, is he dead? The Guardian of the Galaxy had just picked up Thor on their ship when he was awoken by Mantis. They were all ready to fight. However, when they learned the truth, Gamora questioned if there was a young man there, blonde hair, blue eyes, around your height or maybe a bit taller. Thor's eyes flashed with anger. Naruto, that is what they call him. He attacked first, tore through my people like they were nothing. I fought giants, dark elves, and Hela herself, but that boy, he was different. He's my brother, or was. I don't know anymore. Then you know what he's become. A monster serving a monster. I am Groot. Groot is right, Rocket said. Standing around talking about scary guys is not gonna help. What's the plan? I need a new weapon. What kind of weapon? Quill asked. Well, I'm going after monsters. The monster-killing type, he said. Back in the earth, as Naruto spread his hands in the sky as he moved across the ocean, diving in and bursting out. He'd been to many planets. They were spectacular in different ways, but this one just had a feeling about it. He dived into the water once again. It isn't often that he get to enjoy himself. It isn't often that he get to truly relax. Thanos wasn't here, so he could just relax, clearing his mind of the darkness of the abominations that he's committed over the years. Yet, he stopped himself. Stop it. Balance. The universe needs to be maintained. But the words felt so hollow. He remembered back then when he was younger. Before this, the glares and the whispers were still there, but the ramen was there. He remembered meeting the old man when he was still in the orphanage. It was a vague memory to the past, but still, it was a memory. And now here he was, working to wipe out half the universe. Naruto made his way as he descended down upon the location, pinpointing the Mind Stone as he made his way towards Wakanda. Time skip. The shields, humming and protecting Wakanda, the massive dome. Meanwhile, in the command center, Shuri, the sister of their king, as she was going through the system, learning how to properly dissect the Mind Stone from Vision without, destroying him. How much longer? Steve Rogers said as he stood there. I'm working as fast as I can, Captain, she said. The stone is integrated into over 2 trillion neurons. One mistaken vision dies. Then we hold the line until you're finished. Steve turned to T'Challa. Whatever is coming, we stop it here. T'Challa nodded. Something has breached the atmosphere. One of the techs called out. A single target, moving fast towards us. On the display they could see it, as it was like a meteor. Naruto flew directly into the sky, as he simply flew over, skipping over continents like they were nothing, as he blazed down. Naruto arrived as he saw the shield, gazing towards it as it fluctuated. He then started to push right through it. It felt like going through thick water as the energy tried to repel him, but he started to overcome it. Golden energy twisted around his fingers as he overpowered it. He was breaking through. Get this man a shield, T'Challa said. It was for Cap. As Cap, Bucky, Natasha, they all gathered. The Dora Milaje fell into formations, their vibranium spears as they move out. Banner climbed into the Hulk Buster uniform, seeing that Hulk wasn't going to show any, appearance anytime soon. Thanos' force. Steve questioned, learning that it was just one though. It doesn't matter. We give him hell. As they were going to move out of the office, Wanda was feeling something strange. She didn't know what it was, but she could perceive him. He was different. She felt strange. She couldn't understand it. It wasn't a robot, it wasn't an alien, it was something different. Something that was able to touch the fabric of reality. The power that felt so strange and so old. However, the strange part was when he looked at her. Despite being so far, he saw her. I see you. She stumbled back, bouncing a few things off the table as the others turned towards her. As Shuri looked up towards her. What is it? She didn't even know how to describe it. Naruto did not hide. He did not skimper around. He simply walked calmly, even as the two armies gathered. There was a lot of them. The strongest of the strongest gathering at the front. I got visual on the target. A single individual, he's just standing there. And he was. Naruto was gazing towards the technological advance of this place. Compared to the rest of the world, this place was large, unique, very special. Judging by his clothing and the blonde hair and blue eyes, he seemed to be a simple Caucasian man. So they were rather confused. It is one man. Natasha looked towards him. There was no fear in his eyes. That's no man, she said. No hesitation. No man would stand like that in front of an army. This is your only warning, Steve called out. Leave, or we will stop you. Naruto tilted his head as he looked towards their approaching army. He stepped up and came to a stop. How many, he said. How many are you willing to lose here? T'Challa, eyes narrowed. We will give up none of our people, and we shall never surrender the stone, he said. I thought you would say that. Naruto's eyes flicker with regret. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I am a son of Thanos, and I've came here for the Mind Stone. The reaction varied as Steve questioned, Are you human? He had to ask. No, said Naruto. I just look like one. Please, give me the stone. I know that you have it. I can remove it without killing the android. As Naruto stepped forward, as much as we would like to believe you, you're not getting the stone. Much less for it to hand up in the hands of Thanos. You people don't understand, said Naruto. I need it. Natasha stepped forward. Her years of training seen something that the others did not. Unlike the others that they fought and even the ones that they killed. This one was different. The emotion in his eyes. Why, she questioned. Naruto looked at her for a moment. Because I owe it to him. I owe him everything. To Thanos. What does he have on you? Steve raised a hand to the others to not intervene, allowing her to work knowing that she was good. He doesn't have anything on me. He's the reason I'm alive. He's my family. He gave me purpose. His desire is to bring peace in the universe. And it is my job to allow him to accomplish that. You mean by wiping out half the universe? Natasha questioned. Even so, said Naruto. It is my job. He looked at them. I can see it in your eyes, Natasha said. You don't want to do this. You don't want to hurt people. So don't. Just walk away. In fact, help us stop this carnage and prevent trillions of life from being lost. I wish it could be that easy. I wish I could just help. But I can't. He looked up and flew over their head, shocking them he could fly. Open fire, T'Challa said. Banner also turned the hand of the Hulkbuster. Missiles shoot towards Naruto. Beams erupted from the ground from the cannons. However, Naruto raised his hand as all of them stopped. The golden energy warped around them. The explosion sucked in on themselves, leaving the spectators shocked as they went after him. Meanwhile, inside the lab, the young genius was working hard as she tried to learn everything to remove the stone from Vision's head. However, it was too late. Wanda sensed him. As he stepped through the glass, it broke apart. Immediately her hand raised, surrounding him in a red energy. She felt something abnormal, something strange, as the energy overlapped him. The next moment though, his golden energy exploded outwards, destroying it. Giving him movement, she launched projectiles towards him. trying to force him back as the others move away. However, he dodged them with a speed that shocked her. She was shocked. She grabbed a weapon. It was a sonic weapon as she aimed it towards him and fired. He reached out and contained the blast. As he forced it in on itself, it ruptured in his palm. The door burst open as Steve and T'Challa and Natasha all rushed in. They surrounded Naruto only for him to expand his hand and then clamp it down together as a force, blast every one of them away. He moved towards Vision and pushed his hand clean through his skull, but his hand had phased right through him, not breaking anything. He held on to the stone for a moment. As he pulled his hand back, Vision seemed to reconnect in a way, like his mind had been taken apart when the stone had been removed, and the golden energy reconnected his mind together. However, as he gripped the stone in his hand, his own yellow energy started to go out of control. The ground started to break away. His eyes started to glow. Something abnormal was taking place. Immediately, he quickly allowed the energy to surround it. And slowly, his energy started to form into a small cylinder, trapping the stone inside and containing the force of the power. As he held it in his hand, the monitor showed that Vision was alive. He was okay. As you can see, he's alive. I kept my... Naruto couldn't finish as Wanda. Send him through the wall. The strange cylinder that he created falling from his hand. The moment he dropped to the ground, Banner moved in with a Hulk Buster and rain punches on him, cracking him into the ground like a meteor slamming down over and over and over again. That was until Naruto had lashed out and caught one of the fists. He looked up and moved as he uppercut the Hulk Buster, blasting it towards the ceiling, tearing through everything. It smashed right into the shield, crashing back down. Broken, it was a mess. Naruto pulled himself up. His shirt was torn and destroyed. He ripped it off, showing that he was well muscular underneath. But despite the years of working, there was not a single scratch or scar that was on his body. Perfectly maintained and kept together. A well-toned six-pack but not overly muscular. And yet, his strength was ridiculous. His physique was similar to Thor, but just a bit bigger because he was taller. Naruto looked up as he saw Wanda, floating, the red energy surrounding her. The chaos, he thought to himself, his eyes looking at the energy. The next moment he reached out, and the tips of his finger became red with the energy as well, before it vanished. What he did next shocked them though as he sat down on a boulder. The action was unexpected, not something that any of them would have expected after what just happened. He did not have it. They had the stone up there and they were already moving it to a safe location. The son of Thanos, who just tore through their defenses and extracted the Infinity Stone, was now sitting and waiting. "I really don't want to kill you people," said Naruto, as he looked off into the distance. "You're good people. You're heroes. That's something I wanted to be once, a long time ago, but now..." He looked at his hands. "I'm a monster," he said. Steve and Natasha exchanged looks. T'Challa, keeping his guard up, but even he seemed confused. This person seemed so complex. Maybe it's the closest thing I have to becoming a hero. To wipe out half the universe. To make sure the other half would strive. Naruto looked down. A part of him knowing what he was saying was wrong, crazy. He would be condemning so much life. Not just the ones that he killed, their death would be painless. But the ones that were left, Thanos, he treated him like a son, not in your conventional way, but he was there for him when no one else was. But what about the people that remain? What about the mothers, fathers? What about them? What about their children that go missing? What about their wife, their brothers and their sisters? How would they feel? His expression twisting as he did. I have burned so many worlds in the name of justice, in the name of conserving peace. I have killed so much people in the name of Thanos. Naruto looked towards his hand. It's been getting worse and worse ever since. Seeing that look in the eyes of Thor when Loki died, Naruto simply sat where he was. However, while that was going on, it was Tony, Doctor Strange, and Peter Parker, and the Guardian of the Galaxy. They were in a rather compromising position right now. Help me with this, Tony said as him and Spider-Man tried to pull off the gauntlet. You monster, Quill said as he beat Thanos with his blaster. Learning of Gamora's death, they tried to stop him, but they were too late. Thanos got free. He shoved Spider-Man away, blasted Tony back as he put back on his gauntlet. He had it, and he was pissed. Yes, he was. Back with Naruto, he could feel them. The stones gather. He could feel them. He could feel Thanos as he peered out. Wanda could feel his presence, piercing through worlds like it was nothing. Confused she was. However, Naruto felt it. Well, the lack of her energy. Gamora, he couldn't feel her. He couldn't sense her at all. It was like she's gone. A soul for a soul. The soul stone, the sacrifice. He heard the rumors. What it required. She's dead. What is he doing? The quest then ran through. Why was he just sitting there? She was his sister. However, Thanos was horrible to Nebula. And Gamora saw that. Maybe that is the reason why she went out on her own. But he was loyal. He thought it was best to just distance himself, to do as he was told. But Thanos killed her. Naruto did not know what to do anymore as he just sat there, feeling the Mind Stone going further and further away. His mind was then returned back to the past. The universe needs balance, correction. The years of, well, twisted mentality, forcing him in line, forcing him to do as he was told. Naruto got to his feet. As he straightened up, the others prepared themselves, but he vanished. Wanda snapped her head around. He's going after the stone. They went after him, but it was too late. The militia tried to stop him, but Naruto wiped them out, sending them all sailing away as he picked up the box. However, as that took place, they were here. They were coming. The army was on their way. Naruto flew into the sky and vanished away. The stone was gone, yet Thanos' people were here because they believed that it was here. Naruto watched from above, cloaking himself as he watched them. They could not tell if the people of Earth was lying or not. So just as Naruto expected, they went to war. Bloodshed and chaos. Destruction as they war. Vision, Wanda, all of them descending down on the battlefield. It was chaos, it was apocalyptic. As Naruto stood there to watch it all, observing the chaos, observing the death and destruction. The Maul was no longer with them. Naruto never cared for him. He watched as the others fell as well, Wanda proving to be something dangerous. However, Naruto could feel it, the lack of power that she was actually not using. If she was to truly understand the power at her disposal, Thanos would not win. One-on-one. Maybe with a stone he would have a added benefit, but the girl was insanely powerful. Naruto could feel it. It would be different if he was the fighter though, because he wasn't normal. Not in any sense of the word. Boom! The crash. As Naruto felt the power, but significantly stronger. Slowly making his way. Naruto hovered over the side of, well, the villains. Thor, who had descended upon the battlefield, saw him. "You," he said, "you who slaughter my people, I will have your head." He did not wait for a response. Stronger than before, he raced towards Naruto. Naruto moved in to meet him. Their collision blew everything away. Groot, Rocket, as Thor met Naruto and swing Stormbreaker, but to his surprise, Naruto caught it with his bare hands. The blade bit into his palm though. Naruto's blood was gold. As Thor pulled it away, "You've gotten stronger," said Naruto. "Significantly stronger. That weapon suits you. It has a better range." Thor pulled back and swing as Naruto tilt. He turned though and moved. His speed increased as he plunged Stormbreaker into Naruto's chest. Golden blood exploded out. As the others watched, it was over for him. Until Naruto smiled. "Yeah, you're much stronger," said Naruto as he pushed Stormbreaker out of his chest, the wound stitching back together with a golden light. Thor was confused. How was he able to survive after that? But Thor wasn't about to give up anytime soon. He moved in with nothing but violence. As he swung Stormbreaker, the energy, lightning and fury crashed into Naruto. He crossed his arms and started to move through it. Impossible. Thor roared out, the power magnifying, blasting Naruto back as he stopped by stomping his feet into the ground, tearing it up as he stopped moving. Thor swung it, aiming directly towards his head this time, but Naruto caught it. Thor tried to pull it back, but something was wrong. Golden energy started to wrap around Stormbreaker. For a long moment they struggled, Naruto holding, Thor pulling, and Naruto felt it. He looked at the weapon before releasing it. As Naruto watches the space behind him open up, the Mad Titan stepped out like it was nothing. "Father," said Naruto. As Thanos was back, 5 of the stones, powerful than ever. "My son, you have the final stone," he said. Naruto reached and pulled out the cylinder. "Don't!" Natasha spoke up, trying to reason with him. "Please, if you give it to him, half of life, they'll all die," she said, believing that she saw something in his eyes earlier. However, Thor was having none of it. He moved in with the fury of a god, ready to incinerate them both. However, the Power Stone pulsed as the entire place ruptured, forcing him back. Naruto moved, deciding that his interference was not needed. For a split second, Naruto's entire body surged with his golden energy. He moved in and punched Thor right across the face. This was no normal punch. The sonic wave blew everything away. Even Thanos had to reinforce himself. Thor was sent across the island, tearing through everything in his vicinity, before crashing deep, everything being destroyed around him. The force of energy when he crashed, wiping away a small forest. A Stormbreaker flew towards him. Naruto stood there as Thanos started to approach him. "Naruto, no! Natasha said, you don't have to do this. You don't have to be a monster," she said to him. Thanos looked towards the girl. Foolish, he thought to himself, knowing that her words meant nothing, as he stepped up behind Naruto. "Give me the stone," he said. "The universe awaits its salvation, my son. All that you have done for me, all the sacrifices that you have made, now is the moment. Let us finish what we started." As Naruto held the stone in his hand, in the cylinder, as he turned to his father, Wanda tried to take control of the cylinder, but the golden energy shrugged her power off. That is when she realized, as she started to understand why he was so powerful, why he seemed so undefeatable, that power that he was using. However, none of that matters right now, as Naruto held the fate of the universe in his hand. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.